Aimee Chow, also serious and under control, ready to mount the beam, trying to forget, no doubt, the problems she had on uneven bars a short time ago.
After a 9.312 in her first event, the vault, and then a disastrous 8.4 on the bars for the normally spectacular Aimee Chow, now to the beam.
Still doing the standing full.
Wow. I tell you, I love that about this young lady. She goes for daring elements.
As you might remember, 4 years ago at the Olympic trials, Aimee fell off on her flight series, hitting her head, was able to finish the routine, which qualified her to the Olympic team.
Imagine how close she was to not being a part of that magnificent 7. She had to rally at those trials in '96. Went on to win a gold and a silver in Atlanta.
Just the dismount left. Run off back handspring, triple full. It's a great performance after dealing with what she had to deal with on the bars.
So Aimee Chow, perhaps with her experience to thank, rebounds nicely from those earlier troubles on bars. And when we return, that other Aimee, Aimee Walker, no stranger to overcoming adversity, gets her chance on the uneven bars. And Jaycie Phelps, who overcame serious injuries to return to this competition, tries out her troubled knees on the floor exercise. Competing again for the first time in 4 years after serious knee injuries. 1996 was a remarkable year for Jaycie. Before winning Olympic gold in Atlanta, Jaycie won this very competition in Tulsa, the '96 American Classic. Her coach back then, Mary Lee Tracy. Now, Jaycie's gymnastics career is winding down, but with her experience comes the perspective to deal with it. Her parents, Jack and Cheryl Phelps.
We tried everything we could to talk her out of it, but, you know, I mean, when you're an athlete, you have a certain mentality, and, you know, in fact, Cheryl looked at her and said, you know, whatever we say, you're going to do this anyway, and she said, yeah, so, you know, it's like, well, let's do it then, whatever it takes, we'll be there, so.
Basically, you know, I said, okay, we'll jump on your bandwagon, we'll be there for you. If this is what you think you have to do to be happy, then we're there for you, we'll support you, we'll be there.
Competing at championship-level gymnastics again after her doctors told her it probably couldn't be done, Jaycie Phelps tests herself now on the floor exercise.
She actually has had 3 surgeries on her knee, and her last surgery was a meniscus transplant, and the doctors thought that she would never ever do gymnastics again. They thought that maybe even running would be a possibility. So she has done a remarkable job of coming back, and we'll see right here in her first tumbling pass, she's opening with a full in.
Oh.
I tell you, sometimes I think I'd rather be out there competing myself than watching her. She makes my heart jump to my throat. Nice front tumbling pass. She actually told me her knee's doing great. The rest of her body is aching a little bit, and I think that has to do with maybe that she's 4 years older than she was in '96.
nice routine. One more tumbling pass to go.
Ending with the double pike. Oh, boy. She's only been tumbling for about 2 or 3 weeks, and it looks like her legs just aren't quite strong enough yet.
Jaycee's legs may never be strong enough after all they've gone through, but as Jaycie tries to hold on, young blood is ready to take over. This sport attracts kids at a young age. It's a natural bonding of kids' energy and desire to bounce and jump and roll around with the right equipment to do it on. For many, the gym becomes a second home, a place to freely do what comes naturally to them, an outlet for energy and expression. That may have been part of the attraction for a very young Aimee Walker, who has always loved floor exercise the most. Ironically, the one gymnastic event where sound matters most. Aimee, now a very grown-up young woman, living and training and dating in Salt Lake City. Aimee hurt her knee a week ago, and doctors won't allow the pounding of floor exercise in vault, so she's only doing uneven bars tonight. With Mom Patsy keeping a watchful eye above, her coach Mary Wright is at her side, cueing her to go when the judges are ready.
Aimee Walker now on the bars. A fascinating story about this young lady. Trains in Salt Lake City with Mary Wright. Little mistake there.
I know that.
Formerly a teammate of Vanessa Atler in California. Pretty courageous young lady. As you see, that beaming smile and personality translates in any language, whether it's sign language or not.
Her only event this night, and not a great score likely for Aimee Walker. But as Bart says, some things are measured by a different standard. And we hope Aimee can feel the applause that follows her efforts, even if she can never hear it.